Hi, welcome to Reading Through the Bible in Chronological Order. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Paul Martin, pastor of the Alliance Bible Church of McHenry, Illinois, in northeastern Illinois. And I am happy that you've joined us. If you're a member of our congregation, we're reading through the Bible chronologically beginning January the 1st, 2022, and we'll be reading about 15 minutes per day throughout the year so that we read the entire Bible this year. I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference between a chronological Bible and the Bible that you probably have on your nightstand, coffee table, desk, where you read regularly. The normal Bible is laid out according to the types of books. For example, the first 5 books of the Bible, called the Pentateuch or Books of Moses, is also called the Law, and that's followed by history, beginning with Judges or Joshua, then Judges, and 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, and Esther, and this comprises the history of the Jewish people leading up to the intertestamental period. After that come the poetic books, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon, followed by the major prophets. They're called major not because their prophecy is more important than anything else, but because of the length of the book, and then followed by that 12 minor prophets. Moving into the New Testament, we have 4 Gospels and another book of history describing the history of the beginning of the early church. And after the book of Acts, the historical book, we have a number of letters, or often called epistles, from Paul, Peter, James, and John, going all the way even up to the end of the 1st century practically, as John writes 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John in the late 80s or early 90s AD, and finally concluding with Revelation. Well, a chronological Bible takes these books and reorganizes them so that they're laid out in the sequence in which they were written. For example, throughout the historical books, the prophets were speaking and the poetic books were being written. And so a chronological Bible interweaves the prophecies and the poetic books with the history so that you read it in the sequence of writing. Same with the Gospels. The Gospels will include the life of Christ and put it all together so that where Matthew and Mark and Luke, for example, talk about the same kind of thing, you'll read it at the same time. John takes a little different approach, but then we come to the book of Acts, and some of the letters were written during the period of the Acts of the Apostles. And so you'll find those letters or epistles included at the time in which they were written. And then after that concludes the New Testament. So the difference between a chronological Bible and the regular Bible that you are probably used to reading is that the chronological Bible goes in the sequence of time, whereas our normal texts go according to the types of books that are written. As I mentioned in the beginning, if you take 15 minutes a day, you can read a little bit of each section of the Bible, and at the end of the year you will have read the entire Bible. This week, beginning January the 1st, 2022, and going through the 7th, we're going to be reading the first 24 chapters of the book of Genesis. which begins with the story of creation, followed by the flood, and then the Tower of Babel, and finally the call of Abram as he begins to come out from among his people and become the father of a nation, the one that God has chosen upon which to build the Jewish people, or the Israelites. And we'll be reading through that even into Isaac, his son, and Jacob in these first 24 chapters. I hope that you'll join us for reading this year. I hope that you will invite the Holy Spirit to be your teacher and your guide, so that as you read, you will sense God speaking to you through His Word. We're not reading to gain knowledge or to win some kind of contest for reading through the Bible. We're reading to have communion and fellowship with God. And as you invite Him to be your teacher and your guide in your reading, you will be amazed at the things that He has to say to you. So, I hope you get started January the 1st, and if you miss a day here or there, just simply look at the whole week and try to make it up so that by the end of the week you've read the sections that are important. Again, this is Pastor Paul Martin of the Alliance Bible Church of McHenry, Illinois. Our website is www.mchenryalliance.com. And if questions come up in your mind as you read through the scriptures, I invite you to send them in. Our email address is mchenryalliance, all one word, @yahoo.com. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to meeting with you each week. About this time, I'll be offering you a video overview of what's coming next. God bless, and have a really great and happy new year. Bye now.